Hey, good morning, Keki. Yeah, massive breakout with the 7 o'clock move. I guess that was Tokyo. It's unusual to see such a big move 1 hour before my normal trading time, which is 8 o'clock, and that's in Shanghai, as you know. Usually 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Sometimes you get a little bit of move, but not much. So good question. Trend lines are difficult. How do you trade now? I just let it go. It just now broke the 8 o'clock. My trend line is the 8 o'clock candle we're looking at, that green one that's moving now, and what I like to do is let the candle close, but after such a huge move, I mean, it moved up $20 from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock in 1 hour, 200 pips, and I'm gonna let it go. I don't chase candles, and it's just going like a rocket. I don't know why. It's really, unusual to see such a huge, massive move. I mean, that's almost $30, 300 pips in just an hour and 5 minutes. Oh my goodness. So I can tell you I'm just sitting on my hands. I'm just sitting on my hands, and that's not easy to do. I know it's not easy to do. You wanna jump in there, but if I took the trade now, my stop loss would be below my safety line here, the green line. That would be a 350 pip stop loss, and it's just out of it's not within my parameters of trading, okay? If I jump in now, to me, that tells me I'm chasing candles, and it could just keep going like a rocket. It could go up to the next support level, next resistance level is 41.95. And it's gonna go there. It's obviously, it's gonna go there, 41.95. Yep, stop loss would be very far away. Absolutely. Yeah, wait for the pullback. It always does. There will be a pullback. It always pulls back. It always retraces. And let's see what we got here. It will pull back to, at least to 41.82, I believe that is. Yeah, 41.82. It'll at least come back to there. And then if it looks like it's gonna bounce off of that, then, maybe catch the bounce. It might bounce off of that, red trend line or that support line, which are pretty much the same zone. But this one really plays on this kind of a chart that we're looking at now really plays on your emotions, and it's just not within my strategy, it's not within my parameters. But my ego is saying, "Don't miss out. You've got a huge trade here. You could make 100, 200 pips." That's what my ego is telling me. Okay. I just tell my ego to go away. The market will be here on Monday next week. It's okay. I'm not gonna miss out. If I don't take the trade, that's quite okay. No trade is a good trade. I'm not I'm not using up mental energy right now, jumping in on this trade and wondering if it's going to work out or is it going to pull back or is my stop loss too far away, blah blah blah. So much mental energy that you use up jumping in on a trade like this. And then if it doesn't work out, that hurts my confidence. And I say, "Oh, I shouldn't have chased that candle. I shouldn't have jumped in when I saw that. That wasn't exactly my strategy, but I took the trade anyway." It's really an emotional this would be an emotional trade right now if I took this. This would strictly be an emotional trade. Hey, good morning, Howard. Good to see you here. Thanks. As you guys know, I'm still using where but I was playing with this a lot yesterday and getting it set up a little bit better, and I'm pretty happy with it. So I'll probably go with the paid version on next week. I don't like to this one, there's no free trial, so you have to pay for it, and then if you don't like it, well, you just paid for 1 month. Uh-oh, I just lost my screen. Ah, there we're back. Okay, I don't mind a little glitch like that, really. I didn't have to do any kind of reconnection or anything. But yeah, there's no free trial with this one. You pay for a month, and then after 2 or 3 days, if you don't like it, well, you just paid for a month. So I've really been experimenting with this a lot, and I'm pretty happy with it. As you just saw, it broke connection there for like 3 or 4 seconds, but it kicked back in by itself. I didn't have to do anything. So we won't have that annoying logo, EV Mux, at the top there anymore, and I'll have some other things I can play around with. There's a lot that you can do with this. It's a pretty powerful software. Like I can do this here. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, Howard, don't know what time you get up, but, we saw a big move from 7 o'clock, 1 hour before my normal trading time at 8 o'clock, 1 hour before Singapore and Shanghai opened, had a $20 move up, 200 pips. And that's unusual. It can happen. I've seen it, once in a while, but it's unusual for such a big move. It might have been Tokyo. They opened before Singapore, and Shanghai, so it could have been that one. And then when, the Asian market opened at 8 o'clock, wow, that's the candle we're looking at now, and that's moved up another $10. My goodness, and it's still going. It's very likely going to that next, resistance level, 41.95. So we might hit 4,200 today in the Asian session, or maybe the London session will go up there and hit that one and bounce off. Don't know. But that'll be a strong psychological level where it might not break above that today. And so you see, if I jumped in on that, it's already pulling back. Okay. Thanks for that comment on the 4 hour if you're a swing trader. trading on the bigger time frames or just looking at the big picture to see what you can kind of expect on the lower time frames. Look at that, Khaki. Look at that. Before you came in, Howard, Khaki and I were talking about, do I go ahead and take that big 8 o'clock green candle? And if I'd have jumped in and chased that one, I probably would have bought it right where it is now after it started to move up. And then I'd be in a loss right now. You lost power where you live there, Howard? Is that what you're saying? Go back up here. What was Khaki saying? Oh, the UJ spiked as well. The UJ, Khaki, the UJ down or spiked up? If it spiked down, that would be a decline in the US dollar, and that would be a move up with gold. Oh, it spiked up. So gold is going up and the US dollar going up. Now that's not a correlation. That's a strange movement. Let me go over to my chart and flip through some. Well, I can probably do it here. Yeah, I'll go to this one. Let me go down to the UJ right quick. Oh, no, it spiked. It did spike up, but now it's going back down. So gold is pulling back and the US dollar is JPY is pulling back. Those are moving together. They should normally move opposite. But you have the UJ, you have the USD on the left side, the base currency, and then you have on gold, it's the counter currency. But I have seen this once in a great while where they move together. So the UJ spiked up. Let's look at the DXY right quick and see what. Oh, the dollar's been declining. I'm on the 15-minute chart. So this is the DXY. Dollar made a spike up, and then now it's starting to move back down. And let's look at the JPY basket. Oh, JPY. Okay, this is the JPY. This is why. This is why the UJ spiked up. The JPY is had a huge drop, and this is a reflection of what's going on in the Tokyo market right now. And there's probably some news or something going on in the Japanese economy, prime ministry, economic news, something. Because the JPY basket, that would have been the spike of the UJ going up. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Khaki. That's interesting. Go back to my other. Oh, just lost the screen there for a second. Come on, kick back in. Yeah, we're back. Good. Oh, I like this. I like this software. It's hanging in there. I didn't have to reconnect anything. Yeah, that's right, Khaki. Hmm. There could be some news that came out. I don't check the news in the morning. Generally, there's nothing that makes everything move so dramatically like we're seeing today. Maybe I don't know. Could be a war somewhere or uh, a tsunami, a hurricane. Uh, could be something like that. That would be called a, what do they call that? Black swan, a black swan event that could make things move like that. An unexpected event could be what's happening. We'll see on the news later. I'll check the news later, but not when I get up in the morning. That's not the first thing I do. I don't need to look at news in the mornings. So, gold is now on the, this is the second candle, the 815 candle. Now we're getting a little bit more steady movement, things settling down a little bit, which you always get after those big moves. I mean, gold just moved up $30 in the last hour and 15 minutes, 300 pips. And, it's not just going to go to the moon. Nothing does that. And now, if I had jumped in on that, I would be kind of kicking myself, wondering, why did I do that? Why did I chase that candle? I know better. That would have been strictly an emotional trade. And you see, it's coming back down to my trend line now. So in just 15 or 20 minutes, I'm really, really angry with myself. This is where you see that first candle, 8 o'clock, went way up there. Now it's coming back down. This is where you waiting really pays off. Sitting on your hands. Howard, you came in a little bit late. I was telling Kaki that first candle, that's just not within my parameters. The stop loss would have been too far away. It would have been a case of chasing the candle. Yes, it did break above my trend line, but all these big green candles, that would have been a FOMO, fear of missing out. Yeah, I would have missed out. That would have been a loss. All in just 15 minutes, I would have been a loss. So sitting on my hands, waiting, not letting my ego control, not making an emotional trade. Mindset. Mindset is the key to success in trading. Hey, morning, Raj. Now we got all the three stooges here. I don't know who it was that said that the first time, but it kind of stuck with me. So this is the boring part of trading. Just looking at the chart. And then what the market does, it just lets you be bored. And then when you just get so bored, then it runs off without you. Or you start taking a trade because you feel like you got to do something. You gotta click buy or sell. You can't just keep sitting here being bored. But this is what we do as traders. 99% of our time is spent waiting. Oh yeah, I said about that. We were talking about prop firms yesterday, and I said I would give you the link for the trading pit. I'll do that right now. Okay, there's the link for the trading pit, and you can register on there. It's free. And then have a look at the different account sizes they've got. They have CFDs, futures, and stocks. Three different kinds of prop firms, three different types of accounts that you can sign up for. I use the CFD accounts, which allows gold and all the currency pairs, crypto. But I think someone in here, anybody watching you trade futures, you can also have a futures account. Yeah, buy, sell, and stay out. Buy, sell, and wait. Do you have a wait button on your laptop? I do. I have a wait button. Now let me just jump over and get the special link, the 30% discount. That's for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Good for 72 hours. Just they announced that yesterday. Let me jump over and find that special link for the discount code. Oh, here we go. Okay. Copy and go back over here. Okay, so if you register at that link, rickrayfx.com, the trading pit, and then you decide you want one of those accounts, here is the discount code, 30%, and it's good for 72 hours. Started today. And I've got, just to let you know, I recommend them because I've been using them for a while, and I've got three uh, separate accounts. They're pretty good. They have one phase and two phase evaluations. I like the one phase, although the daily drawdown and the maximum drawdown are less. They're a little bit stricter on the one phase, but that's okay. My risk management is fine. I don't have any issue with that, so I don't mind a little bit tighter restriction on the drawdown. And then what I like about them as compared to Oanda, I told you I'd also do Oanda. What I like about them is that you can have as many accounts as you want, okay, valuation accounts. And then once you've passed, you can have 4 earning accounts. So you could be trading, you have your copy trade, you trade in one account, and it's copying on 3 others, and they're all 4 earning accounts. But with Oanda, you can only have 1 earning account. You can sign up for as many evaluations as you want, but you can only have 1 earning account, and you cannot merge the accounts together with Oanda. So you have more flexibility with the trading view. That's one of the reasons I like them. And they have a Discord group with 18,000 members where you can chat in 10 different languages. So have a look at that, guys. If you like it, great. If you don't, no problem. And I see also something that people always ask about. Yeah, hang on just a minute. What people always ask about is what about payout? And I see in the Discord group a lot of people chatting. Yeah, they get, quick payouts, no issues, regular, never had any, I don't see any complaints in there. Support is very good. Okay, very good question, Kaki. Can you explain to us what your setup is after the spike move, pullback to resistance, or still trend lines? Do they pay straight to your bank account? I believe they pay. I haven't had a payout. I'm still on evaluation. I'm nearly got my first one done. As I understand, they pay in crypto, which I like. I love that. For me, that's great. And then, yeah, you'd have to, however if you want to convert crypto to fiat currency, then you'd whatever method you use for that, then you'd have to do that. I believe they only pay in crypto. You need to check on the website. It's a good question, Howard. I appreciate that. It's a good question. I'll look into that today and see what I can find out for myself. Let me go back to my chart now. And what I will do, because my first candle finished, so this trend line no longer, I don't read these, I'll adjust that. Now I have a new trend line, and I believe I can come in steeper here with the green line. Yeah, I'll be right there. Okay, that looks pretty good. Um, yeah, I didn't take the trade initially with the trend line set up, so those candles are finished, and now I've adjusted my trend lines. So this is what I'm looking at. And what would be my strategy would be a break above the red line would be a buy. And another idea would be a bounce off of support at 41.82. But generally, I don't take bounces, but I'm going to be looking at doing that in the beginning of the year, next year. I'm going to be looking at adding that to my strategy. Bounces sometimes work very well. You get a bounce off of 41.82, and then it goes right back up to the next resistance level, 41.95. That would be a good trade. And what currencies and commodities do. They'll come down to a level and then go back up to the level again, especially gold. It really does that a lot. It comes down and goes back up, comes down to support, go back up to resistance. It does that throughout the day. That's fairly common with gold. Well, Howard, is a good point about crypto. I just my opinion is you need to really educate yourself about crypto and get into it. I buy Bitcoin on a regular basis. I don't trade crypto because it's so volatile, but I buy Bitcoin on a regular basis, dollar cost average. I was buying at 20,000 and I was buying at 100,000. I don't care what the price is. Once a month, I buy Bitcoin. It's a digital asset for the future, my investment. And I really believe watch the experts, the people who do know crypto very well, that, you got to be looking at a full long-term plan. But crypto is going to be very, very much more globally accepted as we continue to use it. Some countries are using it already. I when I flew to Dubai last year, and I used crypto to pay for my ticket. There's about 600 airlines where you can buy your flight ticket with crypto, and like several thousand hotels. And I bought a cup of coffee at Starbucks with Bitcoin. You can use it for a lot of things. TradingView is the program I use for analysis. I pay for my subscription with crypto. So it's much more globally accepted than it was a few years ago, and it's getting more so. And if you get crypto, if you get like say, there's things called stable coins, where a stable coin is a cryptocurrency is pegged to the US dollar. It doesn't fluctuate. So if you don't like the volatility of having Bitcoin, but you want to use crypto, you can have it. It's called USDT. That's a stable coin. It's one of the stable coins. Yeah, we haven't completely done away with fiat currency, I understand that. And that's what I do. I will transfer when I need money, I'll transfer, crypto to my bank, not directly. Banks in Thailand don't accept cryptocurrency. They're countries do, but in Hong Kong, you can go to the currency exchange and change, the stable coin USDT. You can change it to Hong Kong dollars. Like, there's hundreds and hundreds of currency exchanges that do that right there in Hong Kong. So we're moving that direction. Tether, yes, correct, Raj. Tether it's on the Tether network. There's different blockchains. I don't keep much money in my bank account, though. I don't want the banks to know what I'm doing, and they're getting more strict all the time, the banks, trying to control how much money you've got, where you can spend it. We're moving that direction with the governments in a lot of places. So if I make $1,000 on my trading and they pay me out in crypto, nobody knows. I need it. Anyway, let's look at the chart again here. Okay. After the big move, this is what happens. It just goes sideways for a while and then might start to fall back down, especially at 9 o'clock. Sometimes on the hour, after the first hour of Singapore, Shanghai, it'll start to fall back down. Or sometimes it will continue the trend. It will keep going the same direction. But now we're seeing the sideways. It's going to go sideways. It's going to consolidate that level, set up a new structure, and then the big guys, the hedge fund managers, the central banks, will decide what they want to do. So here we are, just waiting, not taking a trade. So glad I chased that first candle, and it might turn out that it continues going, and I didn't have a trade today, and I'm okay with that. I'm gonna do this one more time here just to see if this works. Where is that? Yep, we just wait patiently. And that's the key to success in trading. Waiting, sitting on your hands, doing nothing, getting bored. Don't let the market play with your head. That's how the market wins most of the time. Playing on our boredom. Only got 5 people watching today. Maybe everybody's still on their holiday mood. Thanksgiving was yesterday, US holiday. Oh, by the way, yeah, Wall Street was closed last night, so you saw all these very, very small candles. There was no activity in the US market last night. But today, Wall Street will be open, okay, for I think 4 hours. It will open at 9:30. That's Indochina time. That's, where I live, and it's 9:30, 8 on the East Coast, and then it will close at, I believe, 1 AM. So it'll be open about 3.5 hours, and then they will close. So you won't get the usual closing US session. You get the opening Wall Street session, and that'll run good for about 3.5 hours. But I don't trade the US session, so but just to let you know, in case you didn't know. And there's no high impact news today. Yes, there's not a book, Kaki. Um, I'll tell you where I got this from. I found this on I found this on YouTube, and it's by a very, very well-known trader, female trader, actually. There's not so many females in this industry, and she's a very, very good trader. She's been trading 10 years, and this is all she's ever used, is this trend line strategy. And I mean, we all watch everything on YouTube, and I've watched so many people, and I saw this back in, late last year, and I started, using it in January, and I was just really surprised 'cause, when you start trading, you know trend lines. You know what a trend line is. Shows you up, shows you down. But I had never looked at it the way she explained it, and I started trying it in, January this year. My first trade was on crude oil, and it just, like, amazed me how simple it was and how well it worked, and I just embraced it completely, and it's all that I've used this year, and I don't watch anybody else on YouTube anymore. I don't listen to anybody because this works. It just works, and that's why I share it with you guys. Yeah, her name is Tori. I'll type that in here. Tori. Tori. And I believe her website is Tori, TRAD.com. ToriTrades.com. Now, I'll just tell you, she charges for her course, okay? It used to be $299, and then you could join her Discord group. You're more than welcome. But now that, a few months ago, she's done away with that 299 course and joined the Discord group. Now it's $1,000, and it's a little bit pricey, but I will tell you honestly, you don't have to pay for the course. If you watch all of her, uh, YouTubes, all of her videos on YouTube, she explains what she does very, very well. You'll get it just from watching her YouTube. You have to watch, quite a few of them, but, rather than paying $1,000 for a course, and then just come on, the strategy is so simple. It's not rocket science, and anybody can learn it just from watching her videos on YouTube. That's what she does, and that's her style. That's fine. Yeah, if YouTube can be share your ignorance. Okay. Yeah, as traders, we can get too involved in watching, too wrapped up in watching different, videos on YouTube. Yeah, I see that. I really don't like that being so close to the resistance level, though, and after such a huge move, 41.95. I can tell you right now, I won't take the trade. I won't take the trade. Why? Because it's made such a big move already, and 4,200 is a very strong psychological resistance level. Let me go back to my MT5 and see what the next resistance level is. After 41.95, I don't even have one. Well, I know it's 4,200, very strong psychological level. And if it hits that, go back to my chart. Yep, it's breaking that trend line now. That's the 8:30 candle, and that candle is going to close in 3 minutes. Mm. 42.25 on futures. Yeah. Okay, good, Howard. Yeah, come back and watch those occasionally. There's a lot in there, but I think there's one where she has her course on a playlist. So you might look for that so that you don't end up watching. She makes a lot of videos. She makes every day. She's on TikTok and she does YouTube every day. She does shorts, but I think she has a playlist where she has her course. 42.25. Okay, yeah, thank you. That's a good point, Jackie. On the MT that I use, it only shows 3 levels, but on MT4, same indicator has 5 levels. So the next one is 42.25. I really would be surprised if we got that far today. I think 4,200 is gonna where it will put the brakes on. But that's just my opinion. I mean, it can easily go to 42.25. So 844, what are we seeing here now? 30 more seconds on this candle. And what was the high on that was 41.93. Almost got up to 41.95. Yeah, you know, the candles will respect generally the resistance and support levels. So I respect also the resistance and support levels. And with it being that close, if I took it now at 41.92, I would only be looking at a $3 move that I could reasonably expect it will go to 41.95. But beyond that, I hmm, I just I'm just not keen to take it right where it is now. Okay, yeah. Raj, on futures, yeah, 42.50, a nice round psychological key level. So I'll hang in here for another, we'll watch this candle and see what it's gonna do. All time frames, all time frames, Howard, good question. And the way you set this up, you'll see if you watch her course. The way you set this up, it's top-down analysis, okay? You start at the monthly chart, put the trend lines. Then you shift over to the weekly chart and put more trend lines. And then the daily, and then the 4 hour, and then the 1 hour, and the 15 minute. Go down to whatever time frame you use. And it works on all time frames. Yes. It just you choose the time frame you want to use it on. But here's the thing, if you trade on like some people go even to the 5 minute chart and use the trend lines. And I started out with that a little bit. I did it for a couple of months, but I found there was too much noise. So I moved up to the 15-minute chart. And Tori trades on the 4 hour chart. She's a swing trader. So she tries to hold the trades as long as she can, sometimes for several days or even several weeks. So the higher time frames will mean that you're gonna hold the trades for longer. That's true. It's just that you have to wait longer to get a break of the trend lines, so you might only take 1 trade in a week. Whereas here with the 15-minute chart, what I do is day trading. And at the beginning of the year, once I start after New Year's, I'm gonna look at shifting to the 1 hour time frame. So I would be taking less trades and trying to hold them for longer, maybe, overnight or 2 or 3 days. But I wanted to just get totally comfortable, totally satisfied, and I am now I've been doing this 15-minute chart for several months, and it's just working extremely well. So I'm gonna be looking at shifting up to a higher time frame, the 1 hour after New Year's. Um, Somebody was asking about did he pass all. No, I'm nearly past, 2 of them, and I more recently bought another one. So I have 3 trading pit prop farm prop firms, and one is very close to passing, and, the other 2 are on the way. And they're all 3, they're one phase evaluation. And it's been going a little bit over a month. This is my style of trading, Raj. I go slow. I'm not in any rush to pass the evaluations. I really my mindset is to use good risk management. Yesterday, I didn't take a trade, and it looks like today I might not take a trade, and that's okay. I'm not in any hurry. 90% of my trades are profitable. I really I avoid, bad trades. So I have those 3 prop firms on Trading Pit, and then I have another account It's not a prop firm, where I'm running a robot, an EA, and that's also connected to my copy trade. So I have 4 accounts on the copy trade on those 4 accounts. Steady, steady. And this is the approach you have to take if you want to be in this for the long term as a successful trader. Grow your account gradually over time. You know, this is not a get rich quick scheme. It's not a money game. The market doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care how much money you have. It will eat your lunch. And if you take big trades, you overtrade, you over, you know, you risk too much. You're gonna blow up your account. I've blown up accounts in the past. It's been several years since I've done that. But you just everybody has to learn that. And it's just not our human nature. We want it now. It's the society we live in. Instant gratification. We want it now. When the market doesn't work that way. The market is designed to take your money. So you have to always be protecting your capital. And you protect your capital by using good risk management, by not over trading. Don't overlot. It's a true story. I had one student and he did the course with me side by side, one on one. I taught him all I could, risk management, everything. His first trade, he started a live account. He put in $700, and his first trade was 3 lots, and he was trading the news, and it went the wrong direction. He blew up the account in 3 seconds. It spiked the wrong direction. I just said to the guy, "Didn't you listen to anything I told you?" It's just human nature, greed. And there's another guy that I'm trading with right now, uh, from another country, and he's taking like 50 or 60 trades a day. It's over trading. So let me look at the chart again. I'm just sitting here talking to myself and chatting with you guys. Ah, candle, and it stopped very close to that 41.95. And remember, that's not a magic number. That's a zone. Okay. It doesn't have to touch the yellow line to say that it hit resistance. It got up to 41.93, so that's a zone. And now it's starting to fall back down. So we could say we've hit resistance, and now it's just kind of standing by. And our 8 EMA, the yellow line, our dynamic moving average is getting back up there close to the candle coming down to meet it. Well, what do I mean by too much noise? In the 5-minute chart, what I would see, like, at 8 o'clock, the 5-minute candle would start up and then just come right back down. I mean, a lot of fake outs. I wasn't giving for me, this is me, some people trade the 5-minute chart, some people the 1-minute chart, but for me, the 5-minute chart, I was getting fake out, and on the 15-minute chart, to me, it gives it more time to take the move, to make the move that it's gonna make. So let's say at clock, the first candle goes up, and so breaks the trend line, and I take the trade. And then it comes right back down on the next candle, the next 5-minute candle, and then it continues down. So if I'm watching on a 15-minute candle, I see that it goes up and starts to come back down. So I don't take the trade until after 15 minutes. Let it play out. Yes, Howard, that red trend line goes all the way back to the monthly. It doesn't go very far back because you can only go back to your previous high, and the previous high was 43.80. So that was about 2 months ago, I think. So it doesn't go that far back, but it goes as far back as you can. The previous existing high, all-time high, go back to the very first all-time high, and that's where you start your monthly, trend lines. So that red line goes all the way back to 43.80. And that green line goes all the way back to the previous low, the existing low. It doesn't go all the way back to the weekly. It goes, you start at the monthly and use the all-time high and the all-time low. Then you move down to the weekly. Then you move down to the daily. Then you move down to the 4 hour till you get to the time frame that you're going to use. Raj, you have a problem waiting to trade every session. Well, for me, my time is 8 to 10. These 2 hours, we've done almost 1 hour, and I'll be here for another hour, and then I'll come back in the London session. That's at 3 o'clock where I live. That's what 5 hours, 5 hour break. Uh, after about 11 o'clock, in about 2 hours, I'll go to the gym, and then I'll have coffee and maybe lunch. Then I look at the London session, and if I see a trade set up, I'll take the trade, one trade, and then I don't trade the US session. But I don't look at charts all day long. Some people have that concept that traders just look at charts all the time, and beginning traders do. It's very addictive. I used to do that, but it's not good for your mental health to just look at charts all the time. So you should pick your time that you're gonna trade. You want the Asian market, the London market, or the US market. And when they open, the first couple of hours is usually the best time. And with the trendline trading strategy, one thing that Tori teaches, and I think it's very, very good, is that you only trade one or two instruments. And so that's why I only trade gold. And you develop a relationship with that instrument. You start to learn how it moves. You get for it. You understand it. And next year, after New Year's, I'm going to add one more instrument. I'm looking at maybe adding platinum. Tori also trades platinum or crude oil, one of those. So next year I'll be trading two things, gold and another commodity. Look at that. Now we got 9 o'clock candle. Yeah, it didn't like that 41.90 zone. It's been a huge move. Come on, guys. That started at what? 41.57. It's over a $30 move, $35 move, nearly a $40. So let me just go back and study this again. So this is the 8 o'clock candle here. I hope you can see my mouse. From the 8 o'clock candle, it went way up, came back down, and I could have taken the trade there. And then I would have got from here, the 8:15 candle, 41.86 to 41.90. I would have got $6, 60 pips. That's a, that's a small trade. It would have been okay. But I might have had but my stop loss would have been way down here at about 172, 41.71. No, I'm okay. I didn't take a trade today. I'm okay with that. Could have, would have, should have, but didn't. Know that I should have. These kind of moves, I just I don't feel like I've missed out on anything. Odd US is good. New Zealand US, yes, they move very similar, very similar. The odd and the New Zealand, and they're good trending pairs. The odd US and New Zealand US, they're good trending pairs. So yeah, it's gone. I've been here for an hour, guys. I think I'm going to shut down. How many viewers? We've got 7 people watching now. I don't know how many we've had throughout the session. So I'm going to shut down now. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it as always. Don't forget to like and share. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Click the little bell so you'll be notified when I make these. It's going to be every day, Monday to Friday, at the same time, 8 o'clock a.m. Indochina time. That's Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos. At least for 2 more weeks. It'll be the middle of December, and then I look at starting to kind of relax and pull back until after New Year's. I just oh, thank you, D. Tissera, for being here. Really appreciate it. Where am I here? Thanks, guys. Okay, I'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend.